Hey everyone, Mama Mike here, and today is a quick video. These are my impressions of Yakuza Kiwami, a game that I have thoroughly enjoyed and that I still have a lot more to play on. But let's get right into it. Starting off, this game is just fun. It is just a blast to play. There are so many things about this game that I enjoy. We can start off talking about the story. Overall, this game is shorter than Yakuza 0. At this point in the game, I've put in a little over 30 hours. I have completed the main story, and what I've been working on now is the side missions and just going around town trying the different mini games and things. In Yakuza 0, I had put in a little over 80 hours into that game in order to beat the story and to do a lot of the side missions, and that game can easily take you into the 100+ hour range as well if you want to get everything on the game. So Yakuza Kiwami is definitely a shorter experience than Yakuza 0. I will say that the story in Yakuza Kiwami is much enhanced by playing Yakuza 0. Yakuza 0 gives a lot of backstory and context. It gives you a much bigger understanding of the friendships that you see in Yakuza Kiwami, and it makes the events in Yakuza Kiwami a lot more impactful. However, to counter that, I will say that Yakuza Kiwami on its own has a fantastic story. If you went into this game playing only this game because maybe 80+ hours is just too much for you, maybe you prefer games that are around the 30-hour mark like Yakuza Kiwami is, then I would say go ahead, play Yakuza Kiwami. It's the first game in the series. They have added some extra story to round it out and make it a more complete experience from the original game when it was released. The story itself is perfect. Just like Yakuza 0, there's a lot of different elements to the story. You have humor, you have friendship, there are some harsh betrayals, there are story twists and turns. Being a shorter story, it is just as impactful and just as dramatic as the story in Yakuza 0, even though it doesn't have as many hours to tell the story to us. And I think that's really impressive. This game features the same great fighting style that you have in Yakuza 0. You can switch between different styles of fighting, my favorite being Brawler and Beast. In the Beast style, you can more easily pick up weapons and objects in the area so that you can fight, and it's really fun. I love just switching between the different methods of fighting and seeing kind of how they're different. There is kind of an incentive to playing the different fighting styles. This game introduces a system where you'll see your opponent after you've been fighting, they will be kind of like doubled over, and just like how your character has heat, and the heat will be the color of the fighting style that you're using at the time. So Brawler is blue, Beast is yellow, Rush is pink. So the color of the heat that is coming off of them, if you switch to that style with your heat meter full, then you can do a special move on them, and they are incredibly powerful moves. It's really cool. I like this system a lot. It got me to play the different fighting styles that maybe in Yakuza 0 I didn't try them out as much, but it really got me to play different ways, and it made me enjoy that experience, and it made it feel a little bit more fun and rewarding to try out new things. There are lots of collectibles to pick up around the city. The city is bustling and full of people 24/7. Whether you're switching the game to morning or evening, there's always something to do. Of course, the nightlife in Kamurocho is the best. Everything's lit up and there's just even more going on. But there's things to pick up. There are locker keys, and there is just kind of a locker area where you can go and you can unlock the box corresponding with the key that you found, and you'll just get an item that's in it, and that's really fun. You can also pick up these playing cards for the Mezzo King game, and that's the really weird, it is a game at the Sega arcade, and it's called Mezzo King, and it is these beautiful women dressed up in costumes to look like bugs, but I'll tell you, the costumes, they barely look like bugs, they really just look like ladies in swimsuits. But it's a whole lot of fun. The base of the game is rock, paper, scissors, but there's a lot more to it than that. You have these cards that you pick up around the city, and you will also be given cards if you win matches, and those give you different strengths for the character that you pick and different strengths of the move set that you have. So while the game is based in rock, paper, scissors, the better cards you find, the better that you'll do. And it's a lot of fun and also really weird. Talking about mini games, the arcades are full. There's the Crane games and various other Sega titles that you can play. There are entire sub-stories that talk about the Crane games and winning different prizes for people, and I think that's a lot of fun. I enjoy those ones quite a bit. You'll also have other mini games like mahjong, darts, there's the bowling alley, the batting cages. There's a lot to do in Kamurocho, and most of these mini games do have a sub-story attached to them, and that will also help you to learn the games and be better at them without having to do so many tutorials when you just want to play the game in your free time. And of course, Pocket Circuit Racing is back. You can deck out your car, there's parts to buy and to find, and there's a whole new storyline attached with winning the championship, just like in Yakuza 0. And there are lots more activities aside from the mini games. You have exotic dance clubs to visit, which are a little weird, me being a girl, but I did go just to see what it was. There's the hostess clubs, and those are a little bit more my speed. You just chat with the ladies. Eventually you can go on a date with them, and there is a trophy associated with it. Once again, a little bit awkward being a girl, but it was fun nonetheless. And the side stories in this game, I can't say enough about them. There are so many good ones, and a lot of them are just funny and ridiculous. There's one of them where a man is in a public bathroom and he runs out of toilet paper, and you have to go around the city finding toilet paper for him. And there's just tons and tons of side missions. Some of them more serious, some of them are just funny. A lot of them are connected to mini games to help you get better at those. Overall, this game is just such a great package. Everything wrapped into one. The story, the mini games, the activities, the side missions, all of it together makes a fantastic game, and I just can't recommend it enough. And the last thing that I have to add to this fantastic mix of a game is the Majima Everywhere system. Majima Goro is my favorite character. I just fell in love with him in Yakuza 0. I think he is fantastic. I was so excited when they announced the Majima Everywhere system that was going to be added to Yakuza Kiwami. And in that, Majima is just always around the city. He'll be hiding in plain sight. Sometimes he's just walking around. He'll be wearing a ridiculous costume. And he's just everywhere waiting to fight. And fighting Majima does have a purpose. You will gain new moves for the dragon style of fighting, which is one of the styles you can choose from. And so while it does have a purpose, it's also just a lot of fun, and you enjoy kind of looking for him. You'll just be going somewhere else and you'll hear his voice call out, and then you're on the hunt. You're trying to figure out where he's hiding. Sometimes he'll pop out of a garbage can or from under a giant traffic cone. He'll be under a manhole cover or just hiding behind a car. And sometimes he'll even join you on the mini games. Sometimes he'll play you in Mezu King or bowling or at the batting cages. And it's a lot of fun to have him kind of into the mix when you're just intending to, oh, I'll just go play a regular mini game, and then Majima joins in and it's a whole new level of fun. So those are my impressions of Yakuza Kiwami. Let me know in the comments below what you thought of this game, and also let me know if you played 0 before playing this game, and if you recommend playing both, or maybe just starting with this one. I'm interested to see what other people think as well. Like, comment, and subscribe if you want to see more, and I'll see you next time. Bye!